So what's up everybody, my name is Armstrong Osas. Today we are going to be working on Ishaya Bello. A lot of you guys have watched Far From Home, if you're Nigerian or beyond. Today we are working on Ishaya Bello. Remember we are on a streak where we get to release videos almost every day, but throughout the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, I needed to sleep and go and take my pictures for my birthday. So I've taken off the background and now let's get on to business, right? So the first thing I want to do is just to make it. Now there's a big secret on how to make this picture and art in a few seconds, and one of the things is removing the fact that it is real from it, and that's from shadows and highlights. Now one click and it looks like it's nothing, but I'm just going to probably increase the shadows a little bit, and okay, it looks like we haven't done anything, right? But then I'm going to show you, this is now how it is now, and this is before. Now and before, you see automatically it looks like it has this thingy that makes it not look like a very sharp art, right? So the next thing I want to do is to take out the chain, his bling bling. I want to take it off. So I've not watched Far From Home, but if you have watched it, tell me how it is. Now, how have you guys been and how have you been watching these videos? Now when you watch, I'll get to a part of the video where I want to give a free, I'm very generous, so I want to give a free gift. But if I watched this video, if you watched the first two videos, thank you very much. Tell me what you really think about the next video you think I should do and how it should come out. Tell me, I really want to know. So I'm taking my time out to cut out in this. So using the pen tool is one very straightforward process. I'll place one here, then go to the next anchor and click, then go to this place and click. Now for example, this part I want to make this part a little bit, I want to bend it. I'm going to click in the middle, then drag it here, then go to the next part and click. You can still bend it. The pen tool is elastic, so you can bend it like this and then drop it. So that is how to use the pen tool. Well, you can learn how to use the pen tool a whole lot. I notice that this picture is not so sharp. I'm just going to increase the resolution. Once you get a picture that is not so sharp, okay, so one of the ways to duplicate a picture from the background, I've said it a whole lot of times, is when you have selected this is called the matching art. When you have selected maybe your pen tool or magnetic lasso tool, the next thing you're going to do is use Ctrl J. Now when you use Ctrl J, you see this has been selected out. So that is very easy and straight to the point, because I'm going to do that a whole lot. And yeah, so that's what I'm going to be doing here. Now if you've been following these tutorials, thank you very much. Oh, he has a very nice smile. If you're a girl and you're looking for somebody that has a nice smile, oh, he's here. So now the next thing is to smudge. So before I smudge, I would like to add oil paint. Adding oil paint to a picture is very straightforward. So the first thing I would like to do is select the area that the oil paint would cover. And when I select the area the oil paint would cover, for example the hair, I'm just going to go alongside the carving and to the back of the ear, straight up like this. Yeah, and boom, I'll select the area that I want to be affected, and then I'll go to filter. For new versions of Photoshop, you go to stylize and you go to oil paint. So this will have, but it's too much. You can always take the stylization down a bit just to make it look real, and yeah, and maybe reduce the cleanliness, and you have a good oil paint. It doesn't look like much, but then this is before and this is now. Use Ctrl D to deselect a selection. Is using the Ctrl D, so I'm going to press Ctrl D, so it has deselected. Because if you don't deselect it, you're going to keep working on that confined area, right? So that's the same thing I'm going to do with the beard and the lip, right? So now I kept saying that I'm not going to fast forward any of these videos because I want you guys to see. Now before I go back to my story, when you want to apply what you have applied before, you just go to oil paint. Okay, no, so what you do is go to filter and go to oil paint. You just apply oil paint to this part, but then I feel like that part is way too oil painted. I'm just going to stylize to oil paint and reduce it a little bit, something like this. This is not bad. Yeah, so yeah, I'm going to do for the mustache too. I think guys like keeping their mustache. Recently I went to a barbing salon, and this probably, if you've seen my pictures, you know that my mustache is not so much, and I have this big side beard that probably looks like Herbert Macaulay, all those old guys, probably Ambrose Ali, So I went, and probably the guy was thinking I'm maybe 18. This guy shaved my whole beard sha. It was not much, but the one that is there, I like it like that. The guy shaved it. When it was true, was not asking me, make I shave am. Oga, what are you saying? What is make you shave am? So that is why when I paint, I like giving them. I mean, if you have beard, I'll give you your beard. If you don't have, I'll not lie you. I'll still give you that small one. You have that one drop of bread, I'll give you. So yeah, this is what I have now. Just going to do this, and I'm choosing this picture because I want to show you guys how to select, how to work on. Um, I'm just always saving. I forgot that I've not really saved it. Yeah. So okay, so I want to add oil paint to the eyes because it looks like it has too many folds. So let me check here like this. No oil paint here. Okay, it doesn't look totally bad, but it doesn't look like my best work because I mean I like it when. So my Photoshop just does this thing that it inverts, it inverts when you're selecting. Now this is the best part that I like working on, the lips. Cutting the lip is very, very straightforward. I'm just going to draw my pencil to this place, to this part, something like this. Go right under here, not just where the pink side starts from, maybe somewhere around here, and like this. I'll press Ctrl Enter. I'll press Ctrl J. Now all I have now is this nice lip. In case you want to kiss it, you are very free. Then the next thing I want to do is to cut out the gum. So I'm just going to cut out the gum. Yeah. Then after that, I'll cut out the teeth. That is one of the easiest way to cut out pictures, to have a very nice ventilation. So the last time I was telling a story about how I went for my PVC and stuff, and somebody came to my DM to tell me that I'm not a good storyteller, that I was telling stories scatter. That's so, I don't know. She's a very wicked person. She, the first times I started making Photoshop videos, so the first ones I learned with, they were very long videos, 30 minutes. So I did not like long videos. I did not. But then over time, I realized that when you want to learn something, there are some processes I really like. I learn with so much time. I take out my time to. So then, because I don't learn, there's a lot of us that don't pick up things like ASAP the way it is. So because I do not learn like that, somehow it just turns out to be turns out when you have something that is too fast forwarded, it just turns out to be unexplainable. Okay, so I'm just going to make Ctrl J. All I have now is the gum. So I'm just going to name my layers. I'll name this gum. So the way to name layers in Photoshop is very easy. Double click on the layer 1, 2, and then you tap. Then you name it probably teeth or something. Go to the next one, double click on it, and name it maybe mouth or something. So that is the easiest way to name your layer, instead of going right and then going to, where is name? Where is it? So I've used okay, so you double click. It's supposed to be somewhere you're supposed to name your layers around here, but I can't find it. So just stick with what I just told you. Yeah, I thought it's all we have for now. So this is what we have. The next thing is smudge paint, smudging. Now, how to smudge is very simple and very straightforward. If it's your first time, so I notice a lot of new persons are here. Now, this is a brush. To reduce the brush size or to increase it is very simple. Now, this is a brush. You can pick any one you want from the brush tool, but this is a particular brush that's in my video description. Now, how to make it bigger is using the curly bracket. So when you use the curly bracket, you press 1, 2. The curly bracket is beside the P, yeah, and maybe under the plus, close to the backspace, or however you look, right above enter, depends on the laptop you're using. So you can make it smaller by using the left one and then make it bigger by using the right one, right? Now, the next thing I'll do is just to smudge alongside the face. So that's what I'm going to do. Now I'm going to duplicate. Now, how to create a clipping mask? Why do you need a clipping mask first? Using a clipping mask Clipping mask could help reduce. You see, they have things like this. I can probably blot out the edges, but then when there's a clipping mask, it confines everything to that area. So how do you create a clipping mask? Is you go to option by right clicking and then create clipping mask. Then everything is confined to the area of the one right beneath it. So that is one of the things that clipping mask does, just in case you are ever probably putting a picture on another one. So the next thing I want to do now is to create a clipping mask. There's a shortcut for it, holding alternate and go in between. So I'm going to make the strength 20, and then how to smudge is you go right to the face pattern like this and just drag your brush, drag it down, drag it up, drag it down, just trying to maintain the pattern, so it doesn't, you don't have something very awkward. Maintain the pattern while still doing what you know how to do best, right? Okay, so this is it. Drag the pattern front and back like this, make it look very good, make it look very nice, something like this, like this, like this, like this. Yeah, so this is how it is. This is how to smudge. You see, it has gone. Take it up, take it down. That's how to smudge. Just drag your brush around it while trying to preserve the whole thing, the previous pattern on the face. Now if you have a very very advanced laptop, another way to smudge is to rotate. I mean, when you smudge, when you're smudging, to make it better, you can rotate it and have this. So but you do not rotate if you have Jaguda laptop or all those ones that are 1.5, it will not rotate. So I'm supposed to be making a video where I get to cut out excesses and make it 5 minutes or 10 minutes. But I mean, when you're teaching sometimes, and since I want to make a video for every single day, I want to just leave it like that. I don't want to touch it or cut it or stuff. I want you guys to sit and be like, wow, this is beautiful. Then I want you to really learn. So I've said this a million times, but I'm still going to say it once more. When I was learning how to Photoshop, when I was learning how to make this smudge painting, right? So I would say, I don't think smudge painting is art because you don't draw from the scratch. You more or less high-end edit a picture, but then you need to have an artistic eye to be able to do any of these things, right? Okay, so I was looking for a tutorial that was at least 40 minutes, 1 hour long. Maybe it was because that time I was very jobless. I was doing my IT, so okay, so it's not letting me smudge because it's on top of that. So I was in my IT, and I'll come back from IT, and then at the end of the day I would sit down and search on YouTube 9sub for a long time. I'll just be there and I'll look at literally every single tutorial that was done in way back 2017 about cartooning. I do not kid you, I think I did literally all of them. It taught me a lot about Photoshop because I would fumble. So the first time I didn't know how to go back with Ctrl Z. So I did not know you need to use Ctrl Alt and Z. So once I make any mistake, I'll cancel and start the whole process all over again. Imagine something I've done for 40 minutes, you're canceling. So it taught me to be very careful with Photoshop. I used to think every single move before I do it, right? So funny, it was very funny how in the long run I felt like, oh, okay, so you get to learn a whole lot of things. So that is why I don't fumble with myself. Or when people come to tell me, I've been learning this thing and it's not my own, it's not like your own, I really tell them, sometimes it sounds like I'm sarcastic, but I'm not being sarcastic. I say go and practice more. But it's not just a response you tell somebody you don't want to tell things. I really tell you to go and practice more. It's like coming on the field the first day and you want to be better than Cristiano Ronaldo. It doesn't work like that. Or Messi. These guys, even as good as they have practiced every single day of their life. You are sleeping. I'd not say to sleep is not good because you are listening to one of the laziest person you can ever see. I know I'm like very lazy. If I were not very lazy, see this YouTube channel. So I've had a lot of views by now, a lot of subscribers, but the boy is lazy. I literally am. So I've contemplated about doing this video for a long time. I'm doing this video at 4 p.m. in the evening, and I contemplated about doing this. It's like 8 a.m. I've been thinking about it. Should I do it? I know I was supposed to do it though, but when you just need an excuse to not do something exactly, that is just how am I lazy. So I'm just basically smudging this shirt and stuff. And one of the issues I had then was people coming to my DM and saying, "What you are doing now, you could have done it for 5 minutes. Why are you taking so much time?" Oga, leave it. Because sometimes, yeah, I take as much as 3-4 days to get to edit one of these videos. Just one takes me so much time, and when I'm done, it's just sad. It's just sad because in the end, you feel like you want to do a lot of them, but then it's not how it is. You don't end up doing that much because you spend so much time doing one video, and I have 2 channels. This is one way to tell you, please, all I'm just doing is just smudging. I hope you're enjoying it as I'm talking and talking and talking and not get bored of my voice and those other things. So I was even feeling like, at a point, I was feeling like these guys will get bored of what I'm doing. They would, and people start unsubscribing. So at a point, I started getting a subscription for the first time in like 3 years on my channel. But it was not because people got tired of me. I don't think it was. I think it was because I just stopped showing up. So I focused more on my other channel. So like I wanted to say, please, please check out my other channel. I use God and beg you. Check out my other channel, leave a like, leave a subscribe, watch the video. Even if you don't subscribe, just watch the video. Please, Joe. What else? In Biko. Which other language can you use to hear? Please, help the needy. Help. They said a friend in need, a friend indeed. How did they put it? So yeah, I'm just flexing my rotates because I once had a laptop that could not do all these things. So now I can do it. I'll do it. So if you're not able to do it, don't worry. It's not even a big deal. Just make sure you learn how to smudge and smudge alongside the whole thing, and then you're good to go. So what I want to do now is just to oil paint the mouth. So I'm just going to go to filter. I'll go to oil paint. Let me check if this one's going to be good. Not bad. I'm just going to use it because of this video. So I'm literally trying to be fast. So yeah, this is it. So if you're watching this video, if you have watched all the videos so far, thank you. Because of you, I'm here. So I think I should just maybe go for Guinness Book of Record, or for one of those people that used to talk and just keep talking and talking and talking and talking. So I used to talk a lot, and then somehow my siblings were not afraid of me. So I started trying to instill the fear into them. They should be afraid of me. Come on. So I think this picture is not very, very, very sharp. Maybe because of the pixel. So let me just check. Oh, it's in 72. Okay, so I'm just going to make it 300. I will make it 300, but then reduce this from, make this, yes, let's just leave it like this. Let's make the resolution 300. So I think this is not bad. It's not bad. It looks good with the shiny fine teeth. Yes. Okay. So I tried to instill the whole. It felt like I was instilling discipline in my siblings. So, but you know how girls will try you. My sister was always trying me. The one that I'm older than, directly. You know how it is with I mean, if you are for those in Nigeria, if you're in SS3, I mean like the highest school in your secondary school. Those in SS2, those are the ones that try you. See, those in SS3 do not. They fear or reverence you in a way. But see, those ones in SS2, they feel like, it's not older than me very much. Those ones will try you. They want to drag with you, exactly. So somehow I did not want to. So one of the days, she had said something. I was like, don't say it again, and she said it again. And you know what they say, don't hit a woman. But then as children, you don't know that. You don't know you're not supposed to hit a woman. You feel like you want to exercise power and exercise dominance and then stamp your authority. Even if the only thing that happened after that was she now started talking to me with so much respect and fear, but after that I still felt like, nah, I shouldn't have done that. But I was just entering my teenage age then. So I was already developing abs. So I felt like you could be a big boy. So I don't know how I said telling you stories about my family without. Can you imagine? Well, I'm just trying to smudge the hand, but the hand can get very stressful sometimes. Me, I will advise you, if you don't like stress like me, or paint it, but in a very mild way. So that's what I'm just going to. I'm just going to cut it out where it is and oil paint. Right. So this is it basically. Just going to come here, filter, go to oil paint. Yeah, this is how it is now. Okay, so the next thing I want to do now is add colors, right? So how do I add colors? I'll click on the layer, right? Select a new layer. Just hold on a second. Okay, so this is how to add colors. I would click on this layer, select a new layer like this. Okay, select a new layer like this. Then by pressing B on my keyboard, I'm going to choose the brush tool. Then by pressing alternate, I'll pick the eyedrop tool and then click on it and press alternate and backspace. Now it has covered everywhere, but remember, you can clip it by pressing right clicking and go to create clipping mask. Then it's going to be confined to every single thing that is on the picture, like every single area that was selected before. Then you go to, from the attribute, you go all the way to color. This might not be the best color, but this is the way to add colors to any picture. So one of the things I do when I'm adding colors is very simple. I'll pick a color like this, alternate and backspace. This looks good, but it's a little bit yellowish. So I'm just going to select the old color and maybe make it a little bit warmer. Yeah, that didn't look very good. So I just keep doing it. Go up a bit, go down a bit, just till I have something that I think works. But no, I don't trust that color. So I'm just going to select another one here. Maybe this color. Yeah, I think this color is a lot better than the former one. You can add colors to the hair too, maybe select a layer above it, then clip it too, so that everything will be confined to the picture. Then with your brush tool. Now one of the ways I add colors is that I go right to this color, pick the hair, the regular hair color, then drag it all the way down like this, then paint right above it. Once I start painting, I go and change the attribute to color, so I see the actual color. This color is not bad, so I just paint right above it, go to his nice carving and this. So when you are doing that, just try to check the previous picture, that is the main picture, and how it is now, so you can always compare. So I can turn this all off, I can turn all this off, and so this is what we'll have. I think it's like a little bit too white, but then remember what we did when we were starting the tutorial. So yeah, this is what we'll have now. This. One of the things I'm going to do is make the hair dark at the end, but then for now, I still want to flex, I still want to flex in this whole thing. But then you can make the hair dark from here. Okay, so with the brush tool, you can as well just use the pen tool to have made it a little bit nicer and smoother, but then make it soft and you are good to go, right? Okay, so I think this is what we'll have now. This is just what we'll have. Everything is perfect, sleek and fresh. So now, how to add colors on probably the teeth. You select the mouth, for example, create a new layer right on top of it, clip it, and now select the lip color. Probably I'll select the one on top and alternate and backspace to add the lip color. Go to attributes color, right? And it doesn't look very good, but then it's not so bad. So then I'm just going to select this lower lip here and then add the color right on this, the lower lip, the fine lip. I remember Jennifer saying, fine boy, sin lip. Yeah, that was one of the high points of Jennifer's Diary, that particular episode. So sin limp, fine boy, sin limp. It's very sad that I've not really watched the movie very much, but then I don't feel like it's so bad. Now, this one of the reasons I was cutting the pictures just to add color on the teeth. Now, when you want to add color on the teeth, I like adding a color that's maybe somewhere around here with alternate and back. No, that's not the teeth. This is it. No, that's a gum, right? So, okay, so this is supposed to be the teeth, alternate and backspace. I'll just add a color, then I'll just delete it. No, I think that was wrong. So, just go to do this, go to attribute color, and for the gum, I just delete the gum away from this, and I have the teeth. But the teeth is not looking clean, no, as if you are not brush. So I'm just going to come here, then make it white, like close up, ta-na-na. Okay, so this one, right? So this doesn't look bad. Now I'm just to fade the colors in. You know that's one of the things we do. I'll come to this lip color with eraser tool. That's how to fade color in. That you can either use the feather, you can either feather it or just fade it in. So that's what I'm just going to do. I'm just going to erase some parts of the edges just to make it realistic, right? So the next thing is that the color of the face doesn't look like a real life color. So then I'm going to add some dark parts to it. I create a layer right above it, and then go to color. Now I'm just going to add color, this dark sides to it. Dark sides, dark side. Who has watched Marvel movies? This dark side. It's not even spelled SIDE. Spelled SIS. How's it spelled again, Seth? I don't know who watches Marvel movies. So once I met a girl that was talking so much about Korean movies, and my laptop popped up, and what I think it was the Avengers. I don't know what the wallpaper of my laptop is now. Okay, let's just do something above that is not very normal. So yes, so this is Mortal Kombat. This is what my laptop looks like, right? So go back to Photoshop. That was out of class, but right. So I asked her, what is this? What are you doing? And then she says that what am I even saying? So I asked her if she knows any Avenger, and she said she doesn't know Avengers. So I said, how do you not know Avengers? How do you not know Avengers? I mean, that was the first time I saw somebody that said he did not know who Avengers was, who the Avengers were, and she meant it with all her heart and all her soul. Now, so what are you doing with your life now? Eh? Just walking up and down as a fine girl, don't know Avengers. Now, this is not good now, eh? The way you are is not good now. So this is how to cartoon a picture on Photoshop. So the reason I'm adding this color now, I added a dark color. Now the next thing I'm going to add is a color that's a little bit reddish. Now the reason you get to add it maybe on the cheek, for example, is that blood passes through all this place. So when you are in a very bright light, you notice all these parts are a little bit red. They're not as they get reddish yellow, or yeah, something like that. Not like very red, not except you are very fair. But then if you are not, then it is okay. Then the ears are a little bit red, more red than all these things. So I'm going to reduce the opacity later, but for now I just want to add that, then probably make some parts a little bit darker, like really dark, because it deserves to be dark. Like all these parts, just maybe make it, yeah, make all these parts dark. So yeah, this is it. Beautiful stuff that you are seeing right here. So yeah, this is it. Then for something like the beard, you can just add this dark color. Yeah, then for the face, you can just keep doing this and doing this and doing this. Yeah, for the picture, okay, so the way this is doesn't look good. That's not even good. Let's not deceive ourselves. So can just erase it a little bit, to make it look better. If you ever feel like this thing is still not entering, turn the whole picture off. This is the original picture. This is what we have. See, yeah, we added this thing, but you can always tweak it to what you want. So right now the next thing I want to do is to, yeah, so I think it's what we have. I can just reduce the opacity now, so it blends in. His eye is still looking, I'm not sure I added color to the eyes, so I'm just going to make it a little bit lower. Pick the eye color and just paint over the eyes here. for this place, paint over the eyes here. Okay, I think that was way too, like he's a fake person from outer space. Okay, so this doesn't look bad. Doesn't look bad. So the next thing I'm going to do is just, I think this is okay, not bad. Okay, it's okay, it's okay. Then for the shirt, I'll just add this dark color to the shirt. Just add this dark color to the shirt. Let's see how it goes. This color, I'm just randomly selecting the shirt. I'm not really paying attention so closely to how it's supposed to be, right? Okay, so I'm just going to add a color to the shirt. Adding a color to the shirt, let me see what the color of the shirt was before. Yeah, something like this. So I'm just going to do this, and yeah, add the color to the shirt. Let's see right above here, attributes, color. Now it's having more shape. Then for the chain, did I take out the chain in the first place? I did. His bling bling, I'm going to add, maybe just add color to the chain here. Remember, I'm doing all these things with alternate and backspace. Yes, right. So this is supposed to be good, but then it feels like something was not done properly here. One of the things I think I should have done was to probably oil paint the chain. It's not so late. I can still do it, and I would still do it, but let me just take out this color. Right. I mean, so the last time I was making the tutorial, I left and I was so tired because talking and working is a lot of stress. Believe me, it's not what anybody wants to do. Now I know why teachers tell you when they have taught you something the first time and second time and third time and you're still asking questions, they are like, if you don't understand it, leave it. I had a teacher like that once, and there was this guy that was always for me. He was always answering questions. He was very good anyway. He was very good. And this is not an engineer. Where am I? I'm on YouTube. So now this is just literally what I have. I think, like I would always say, you should take our time to do these things more, to have a very good looking image. The last thing I'm going to, or second to the last, add color to the ring. But second to last thing I'm going to do is to burn and dodge. Now adding highlights and shadows is completely up to you. Now one of the reasons you add shadows and highlights is to make the picture pop. Now okay, so I'm just going to take this to the side. Now this is the dodge, and is to add highlight to make it brighter. Now this is what the dodge does. Now this is the burn to make it darker. Now this is the burn. This is what it does. It makes the picture darker. So now the first thing I want to do, like I said, this is dodge, makes picture brighter, and this is the burn, it makes picture darker. Now the next thing I want to do first is to use the burn tool and probably make the exposure say 20. Then come to the side of the face here. Now this was the dodge. Now the burn, something like this, right underneath here. And I don't want to make it too much. Yeah, something like this. For the hair, I feel like it's too bright, so I'm just going to make it a little bit darker like this. Now adding highlight is very tricky. So when you want to add highlight, you go to the dodge. Now there are three things you can pick. You can either pick the midtones, shadows, and highlights. The midtone is when you're working on large areas like this. Large areas, it's not so harsh, so something like this. These are the midtones. Why the highlight gives you this dot. You see the highlight is very sharp. Anywhere that has highlight, it just like amplifies it. Where I use it the most is to add dots, probably on the nose like this, or make the eyes a little more pronounced. Then the shadow is for making dark places a little bit bright. Something like this. The hair that is very dark, you can make it bright like this, right? So that is for the dodge, burn. For the highlight, shadows, and midtones. So for the midtone, I'm just going to probably make it 20, and yeah, make it 20, and then let's just paint over this. So I'm curious, what do you guys do when you watch my tutorials? What I do when I watch long tutorials like that is that I eat. When I'm eating, I watch tutorials and I feel a whole lot better because I think I eat slowly. So whenever I eat, I like watching something so that it doesn't make me tired of the food. So I think when I was a child, like from stories I was told, I really did not used to eat very much. So whenever I ate, I would they would always force me to eat. So that is even very funny because now I like eating. So I'm always thinking, why don't they force me now? Because maybe because so I see kids that they are always forcing to go and sleep, siesta, to go, and I'm like, I miss all these things. So is that how they should that? But honestly, when they were forcing us to go and sleep, we did not know that it will get to a time that sleep is luxury. A little sleep, like the Bible says, a little sleep, a little slumber, and poverty comes in. So the moment you are sleeping, feel like you are flexing, poverty will whip you. So that's what I'm just basically doing now, and I'm basically just adding highlight to this. See, just I'll make some parts bright. These highlights, I'm just going to make the nose more pronounced. Yeah, he's the star of, I think he's the star of two movies now, Far From Home, and then which other one? Battle at Booker Street or something. And he's doing a very good job. Leading role. No one that is smiling up and down. So you can always do this. Add whatever it is you want to add to it. And trust me, in no time, you are good to go. So just keep working on the shirt. I've not smudged the shirt. You should please smudge the shirt and the hand. But lastly, one of the things I would like to do is to color balance it. Now to color balance it, I want to just make it something like this. Yeah, something like this. It's good. You see? So I don't know the background I'm going to add. I might just add a plain white background. Maybe something like this would not be good. So let me just say ash, something like this. Bluish ash. Let's see. Not bad, not bad at all. You can just keep working on these things, and when you are through, just do what he did with your hand. Boom, 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 boom. So this is the end of this tutorial. Be around same time, same station, same channel next week, and I will catch you guys in wherever.